You just threw me off.
Anyways, we're here.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to whatever that means, the podcast.
The podcast.
Where we talk about any and everything. It's really got a space for guys to be guys.
Jits to be jits.
Hermanos to be hermanos. And today, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest.
So special.
This guy is a husband. He's a son. He's
servant.
A drummer.
He's a servant.
You want to talk about servitude?
I think he's also a pastor.
He happens to be a pastor as well. If you guys don't know who I am, let me continue. If you've heard of the Gap Church, we've name dropped them a couple times in our
I think we even name dropped
every episode.
Yeah, every episode.
Every episode.
And we've name dropped Buddy for sure.
Yeah. More than that, Buddy. He is married to the one and only Dr. Anu Ropotusin. His only one, the wife of his youths. His only wife.
They shall see 75 years in Jesus.
Hey, man. He is like I said before, he's the lead pastor of the Gap Church. If you haven't heard, Gap Conference 2025 is open.
It's on the way.
Go register. If you didn't know what 24 was, so sorry. It's over. It's all over, Jack.
You missed it.
You missed out.
You missed it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, give it up for the one and only David. Dara, Ropotusin.
Clap it up, 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 clap it up. Welcome.
Thank you. It's a privilege to be here with my bros. Thank you for the
Mr. Steez.
I'm trying. Thank you for the illustrious intro.
That was like.
Don't worry.
Just know when your own time comes. We'll
Hey,
Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, fun fact about bro here. The very first day that I played drums at the Gap Church, this guy gave me almost a panic attack. So I started singing, "We will press." That was the first day.
That's crazy.
Oh, that was.
And now that's an actual song.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Life was good back then.
I always have the credit of being the original.
The OG. Dang, gotta give you our credits.
No, I don't even pay attention. Anyways.
What if he wants to give his own intro, introduce himself?
You don't know what was about to come after anyway.
Well, anyways, what if he wanted to give his own intro and introduce himself?
Oh my goodness.
PD, Dara, what should we call you on this episode?
I'm just a son.
The son is crazy.
He'll go by Big Bro.
The biggest.
Talk to the
Please introduce yourself.
So my name is David Ropotusin. I mean, they've done most of everything. They said everything. I mean, yeah. So I'm a son. I'm a husband. A friend.
Twin.
A brother. You know.
Mr. Steez.
I guess so. You know.
He designed the jacket I'm wearing, by the way.
Did I really? Did I really? You know, I just checked off on it. No, but honestly, yeah, I'm just. I mean, when it comes to who I am, yeah, I'm just a son at the end of the day. But yeah, I'm just a guy navigating this world like all of us, a human navigating this crazy world. So that's who I am.
All right. We forgot to do this.
The last
previous episode.
Should our special guest, Bompaye? Sorry. So you'll do this. All right, shall we bow our heads? Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for just the gathering of the saints. Thank you for the fact that it's been a crazy day, but we're able to make it to actually see this episode. And we just pray, Father, that whatever you want to come out, whatever word you want to come out of this episode shall come forth. Whatever life you want touched out of this episode shall be touched. And Lord, in all of it, that you get all the glory, honor, and adoration. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
All right, so we're going to get straight into the episode.
I'm scared.
So,
Be very scared.
obviously the name, we shared the testimony with bro here,
Beautiful.
2 weeks?
Yeah, 2-3 weeks ago.
2-3 in Austin.
Yeah.
3 weeks, yeah.
Time goes fast.
Time is speeding.
And as soon as we got to the corrective of it, he was like, yeah, I'm on board. Let me know when.
That's it, bro.
He didn't even think about it.
Yeah, not at all. And so, obviously, the name of it is whatever that means. It's a place to just talk about. Not just talk about anything, but just to talk. Just to yap, as people commonly say. And so, short into WTM, whatever that means. but one of our segments that we open the show with every time is what's the move. So WTM, what's the move? So we have 3 topics.
Describe what what's the move is to him.
What's the move? Sorry, guys.
Come on now.
I'm on autopilot mode. What's the move is basically we take something that's going on in the world or whatever, and we just break it down. Talk about it, give your opinion on it, whether you like it, you don't like it, whatever the case may be. We have, I don't know which one we should do. The first one, you have the notes, right?
I have the notes.
The first one looked kind of, it's really tea.
It's a hot topic. Let's start there.
I don't know if we'll have time to do all 3.
Let's do the first one and the last one.
Okay.
The middle, I think we can skip.
Yeah. That he doesn't need to be answering that question.
Neither do we. But
Well,
I digress.
ladies and gentlemen, if you guys see our notes, you understand why. So the this topic is actually what's the move topic? At least the first one is, what do you think of Maverick City and Kirk bringing on Glorilla's album?
Ooh,
Speak freely.
Keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Actually, let me not put his business.
Oh, this is a hot one.
When the person who planned this episode gave us his outline, I said, "Yeah,
That's gonna be a good one.
it's gonna be a few things."
I know a lot of people. So. PR answer. I'm kidding. No, I mean, personally, I don't know. Like, it's my personal perspective is that I think there's nothing wrong with trying to spread the gospel, because I think it's very unwise. Even me being a pastor, right? I think it's very unwise to think that the lost will be saved by coming to our house. That's not Jesus. He didn't stay in one place and say, everybody come to me. He went to people. So I don't necessarily think there's I can see how it can be wrong because of darkness and light, and obviously someone can say that song being on that album is still within the collective work of vulgar things, you know what I'm saying? And so it can definitely be a thing where people can obviously be like, man, it doesn't matter what you're trying to do, 10% does not save, because 90% of the whole album is basically just wild, So I can see it, but me personally, if you want my perspective, I'm very indifferent, personally, I wouldn't do that, And I think there's something that someone said on TikTok. Of course, we always look at TikTok, right? But there's something that someone said on TikTok that I think that is a good perspective, I think. But I think this is the reality. It doesn't matter what perspective we bring out there. People are going to be mad regardless, People are going to be mad about any collaboration, I think I was thinking about this myself, recently, what if, our church had a collaboration with Nike? People would be pissed off, whether we like it or not.
That's true.
If you think about it.
Yeah, because
people would be mad about it.
Yeah, so you know what I'm saying. So it's I think in general, the perspective of a lot of people is more so any relation with darkness is something to be upset about, and I think that's kind of what it really is that we don't necessarily know the true hearts and intentions of the people. Kier and Kirk and Chandler and Mav, and I think we kind of just have to pray that God brings the fruit out of it,
Facts.
But me personally, I'm kind of indifferent. I see both sides. This is not even a PR answer, it's just real.
From a business perspective, I think it makes a little bit of sense.
Oh, no, the listeners crazy. The listeners, I was looking at the Spotify listeners, and I was like, Glorilla has millions compared to Mav 4, 5, 6 million. That marketing collaboration, her listeners going to here, it's going crazy.
But you have to think about people who are the most upset about the collaboration. Will go and even if it's just
to listen to it.
Go and listen to it and be like, what do they do? Because it's the same thing happened a couple months ago with Will Smith. When they
happened with Will Smith. The same thing happened with Chance the Rapper and Kirk Franklin on that. Yeah, when he did Ultralight Beam with Kanye. Phenomenal song. I won't say too much.
Goated.
No, I think from a business.
But were people mad about Kirk for that one though? I don't know.
Oh yeah, people were mad.
Really, I can't remember.
I wasn't really into the music
I can't remember.
At that time, so I wouldn't have.
No, people were mad at Kirk for that one.
Really, I couldn't remember.
But people are always mad at Kirk.
That's true. That's true. I love them all. I think, again, I think the good thing about culture right now is that we're in a place where everyone is talking about fruit.
Yeah.
And so I think, but the thing is that fruit takes time.
Yeah.
To grow, and so I think, you know, a year from now, you know, we'll see what the fruit is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think anyone's ever thought about this. Like, this may be controversial. Sorry,
Feel free.
but it's like, was there fruit that came out of the Nicki Minaj and Tasha Cobbs collaboration? Because now there's been enough time to be able to say like, and my thing is that from a Christian perspective or from a believer person like who's looking at the collaboration, they're like, oh, it's a way for people to evangelize to that artist. There's no fruit. I mean, I don't know Nicki Minaj personally, but there's no fruit of Nicki Minaj's life.
I think she might have gone worse.
So for me, it's like, I think when you want to look at it from that perspective, I don't think there's any fruit to it, which I think could easily fuel the people's perspectives that are like, oh, I don't think we should be collaborating because really are we doing what we think we're supposed to be doing?
So here's what I'll say. I think that from a business standpoint, like y'all said, it was like, it makes sense. But
it's spreading the gospel,
exactly,
quote unquote.
But in the sphere of just the entire mix of that album, because I'm not gonna lie, song before, song after.
I'm talking about.
My goodness, I saw a TikTok about it. I said, my goodness, that was a very vulgar song, and then right smack dab in the middle, which is why it's like, I feel like if they wanted to really make a splash with this song, they released it as just a single. Not a splash, but if they want to actually make an impact, like in ministry with this song, they would release it as a single. Because I'm not gonna lie, in the sphere of listening, in the mix of the album, which most people are gonna do, most people are gonna hear that. They're not gonna go crack open their Bible. They're gonna hear that, move on to the next song because they're just listening through the album.
That's true.
And completely forget about the message of the song by the end of the album.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm like he said, I'm quite indifferent because I'm like, it's like your fruits, like by their fruits you'll know them.
Yeah.
So it's like the thing of yes, because I remember a couple years ago in one of the group chats I'm in, they had Maverick City performing at some festival in Philly.
Oh yeah, what's it called?
The Roots.
The
Roots Festival.
Yeah. The people were super
And I'm just like,
crazy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, y'all ain't cook with this one. Y'all did not, and I do believe that Mav, like they have the right ideas.
I think their heart is in the right place.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Their heart is in the right place.
The execution is.
I'm just like, but then again, all that we can do here is speculate. So this is not a thing of like, oh, our opinion is.
We don't know for certain.
We don't know what happens. There's inner workings of Maverick that no one knows about and stuff like that. I think they have record deals that they may.
Facts.
The record deal may have to be the one that's like, hey, you guys are gonna go work with
for sure
these people.
Yeah, because it's good for business.
But one thing I don't like that they do is that they associate artists with collective. Because when you think of Maverick, you think of two names predominant right now.
Naomi and Chandler.
Facts.
And then they automatically, and this may be the case being that those are the faces of it, they send them, hey, you and a couple other people are gonna go do this. But it's also like, and you question like, oh, are they really even Christians? And then you go listen to like when Naomi working by herself. You go listen to when Chandler really got time to just be in a dark place, but in his secret place where he's shutting everything. When I say dark, I don't mean like depressed.
No, like in just a sacred space.
Yeah, and it's like the music he puts out. It's like, oh my, this you.
It's for. I mean, it is for the collective. I think it's for the collective for sure, without a doubt. So it's definitely for the collective.
All is well. I think whatever the Lord has in store is gonna come to pass.
Facts.
Whether we like it or
not. Facts. So like he said, we'll see in a year the fruit.
Yeah. A year, we'll see. A year? A year?
Maybe less than that.
Maybe less than that.
Remember, for stuff to germinate, you have to plant a seed. So we'll see what kind of seed.
Facts.
We'll see what kind of seed this was planted.
All right. Well, I think we got time for one more in this topic. Yeah. So I'm not gonna lie, I want to do the second one, but I'm choosing to choose peace.
None of the three of us should be answering.
I'm choosing to choose peace. Anyways, what are your thoughts on vacations?
Oh wow.
Yes, feel free. Both. Well, no. I mean, in a marriage, it's not vacation anymore. No. What are your thoughts on vacation while you're dating? Yeah.
While you're dating? I think the idea of a vacation is beautiful. I think it's a way for people to obviously experience life together, right? Yeah. But I think if we're talking about if we're just talking about vacations in general, like I said, it's a great thing to do. You know, it's fun. Yeah,
It's exciting.
Experiences. I think you are able to get like experiences over time, right?
Yeah.
But I think for me, speaking from a place being a pastor and being a believer, I'm just as guilty, you know, and you know. But the truth is, I'll say like you're putting yourself in a very high risk situation, you know. And I think whether we like it or not, is that I think for me, from even my experience and from even just like knowing other people's stories, it doesn't matter if you go on vacation and have 2 king rooms. Yeah. Let's be real. You're not even saving up that money for 2. Y'all ain't got money like that for 2 king rooms. Like, let's be real.
But the thing, don't incriminate. Don't come and incriminate. The thing is, even if you have 2 king rooms, you can have 2 suites for that matter.
Opposite sides of the hotel.
It's just as easy for you to have to sleep in one of them.
Yeah,
and just walk down the hallway or walk to the 3rd floor and go sleep in that room.
Because be so real.
Oh, we're just spending time together. Okay. And
yeah,
then
until you fall asleep. Until somebody starts yawning.
Yeah, I'm really tired. I don't
really feel like.
But you know what? I'll say this. So this is what I'll say, because what I'll say is this. Let's just be real. So let's say like you are completely like disciplined as a person. Yeah. Like, and I'll put like as a guy, right? As a position as a male, it's like, okay, if I'm not gonna let anything go far, you know, and let's say we even do sleep in the same room, right? Yeah. The truth is this. I think sometimes I always look at it where it's like, even if nothing happens, how does it look? Yeah. That's what I always say. Like,
would you be able to tell your mother you did?
Yeah, like how does it look, right? You know, if you are getting ready to go out and out of nowhere you come out of the hotel room and for some reason like your uncle and auntie out of nowhere are staying at the same resort and you're like, whoa, what are you doing here? Like it just looks as if like you guys have, you know, have been having a great time, you know? Yeah. And so I think the reality is that when it comes, no, like to be honest. So I mean, and also I think at the end of the day, I think the truth is that like we cannot, yeah, I don't know. I mean, yes, I know the fact that I wouldn't advise it in general. That's just how I look at it. Just because of course, like it's easier just to commit sin. And most couples that I know, like I'm making a very high assumption about most couples that I know that do go on vacations. They usually end up making mistakes, whether we like it or not. It doesn't matter if you are fully having sex or not. Like there's some level of foreplay that happens. There's something of some level that ends up happening that that in a way puts people in a place of shame. Yeah. You know, where they're like, oh man, you know, they feel some type of way about it. You know, so and I'm not gonna lie, I've seen some situations where people have been on like amazing vacations, like have done the full world tour. Yeah. And end up breaking up.
Yep.
You know? No, I'm so serious. I've seen it before. Did a whole Renaissance world tour, and like went to Paris, went to Madagascar.
They'll post about it on Instagram.
And they'll post about it, bro.
Reels be going nuts.
Like the pineapple juice and the like.
You have to do the one where you start it and then you bring the glass out slowly.
Oh, y'all know the one where it's like the camera's like, hey. Come on, like they run over. Come on.
And you know the worst part about it is that after everything is done, the worst part is that, you know, the relationship is done. They'll still have like all the highlights on their page, but they just removed all the photos.
So, I'm telling you, that's why I can never post the person I'm dating on Instagram. Not because of fear. I've seen my own wala,
bro.
I've seen my own wala.
So for me, my answer is that, you know, I love him. I love the idea of them.
Yeah.
But it's a very dangerous game to put yourself in. And of course, like if you want me to be very scriptural about being compassionate and biblical, you know, flee from all appearance of evil, you know. And I think
flee.
Yeah.
Does it say
walk
to the other side of the room?
Get out. No. Like flee. Yeah, you must flee.
Sorry if you're doing that stuff.
You must flee because the truth is like no, it's true. Like you must flee because the reality is it's like there's flee. Like the appearance of it is not basically saying like evil has come. It's just the appearance of what looks like evil. So it's almost like when you're watching a scary movie and you see a dark hallway and you're like, you see a figure, you're like, I don't know what's there, but like, I'm gonna go.
Let me go.
That's kind of what it is. It's like, you know, like you looking really good in this outfit and you doing a spin
in a muumuu.
In In the moo in the
Don't, guys, listen.
in the pajama
I don't know
boo-boo.
which camera I'm looking
In
at.
the boo boo.
Come on now.
Don't touch me.
Sorry.
Camera.
With the moo
You ain't moo moo. Sorry.
Sorry.
Let me not.
Sorry,
Let's
guys.
digress.
Sorry,
Let's
guys.
not get carried away. But it's a great idea.
breeze, just flowing breeze.
Not a smart idea, but
Yeah, keep your vacations to just within the day. Don't go spend.
The
Just
thing
take
is,
a
I'm
quick
going to
day
say,
trip.
don't even go.
even within the day, you can get carried away.
Morning.
Is
Guys,
that
he's
what you're
trying
going
to
to say? Is
incriminate
that what you're
me.
going to say? Is that
Yes.
what you're going to say? Is that what you're going to say?
Mornings.
It's okay. I digress.
I know what you're talking about. There's ways around that.
I won't say too much for myself.
Anyways,
I won't say too much for myself.
don't do it.
Don't do it, guys.
Should we talk about the one in the middle?
No. Let's be moving on. Let's be moving. What?
All right. No,
He
no,
got.
no,
He got shot speak for his wife.
I'll make it a 1 minute quick.
no.
It's okay. It's
It
okay.
can get, it can
Sorry,
get
guys. We'll
better,
post
yeah.
the question on our social media so you can answer it. Yeah, we'll do a
So
poll.
today's topic is about friendships, mainly in adulthood, in life.
Wow.
We're friends. We're happy. We're
Hombres.
singing. Give me a high five.
That was really nice. I like how y'all just did that. That's
It wasn't planned.
It wasn't
planned.
I haven't seen this guy in how long.
No, bad. But so I guess the first thing is, how did I've known? So we're talking about our friendship first, and then we'll go into like the different questions.
I know exactly where I met you.
Yeah,
Pal. I know exactly where I met both of you. I can say it to the minute.
I've known of this guy. This guy's a living legend in Arlington, Texas.
In RCCG.
In RCCG as a whole.
I'm crying.
But I met this guy at convention. Like I've met most of the people that I know from Arlington. My cousin Josh, closer than a friend, not exactly blood. You know how a couple people cousins. Josh Awotoye, shout out to bro.
Come on.
His birthday was actually a couple
days ago.
Yeah. But
Happy birthday. Should we sing?
no.
It's okay. It's okay. Next time.
But yeah, I met him through. Actually, it was a while ago. But like, I think I've been to your house, like your old house here in Arlington.
I don't even remember.
It was some party. I try to remember this guy being there, and then I would just see him once a year, every June, because bro was the MD for RYC. This was back in his day.
MD.
Before PD. It was just
MD.
And then I would see bro every year. I was like, bro, who is this tall, lanky, goofy
Very
guy
lanky.
running around?
Very lanky.
And then fast forward a couple years, I was like, hey bro, you need any help with convention? It was actually convention that brought us
Probably.
like, back to
What was your first convention?
my first convention.
The one
was
first convention you volunteered at, not the first one.
2020?
That's crazy.
No, not 2020, 21.
So,
Yeah, because that's when me and Ray got cool. Ray was like,
so
just
the
hit
year
up.
before me.
Yeah, just hit up, bro. And then, yeah, that was the first year at HOF. That was
Oh,
when we
gotcha.
had-
It
It was
the pandemic one.
Mhm.
Okay, gotcha. That makes
It
sense.
was really
That was good, though.
ah,
Yeah, that was wild.
We'll always remember 2022 though.
But 2022 was a year, boy. We had
Yeah, I was.
We
gone.
had a time.
I was gone. That's why.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
man, I'm not gonna lie.
That's when I met this right?
I met you before that. Oh no.
No, that
Really?
was-
2020? Really?
Yeah,
Wow,
2022.
that was
Yeah,
2022?
so the first, you know that.
2022 and then.
Sorry. No, so I met him in convention 2022. That was my first convention. That was the first time I met. Go down the list. Josh, Emmanuel, Jesse.
Was it J Pro too?
Yeah, that was the first time I met him. That was the first time I met.
Wait, was J Pro there for? Or was it?
Yeah.
No,
It was J Prod.
Oh yeah.
No, that year it was. I think it was just J Prod.
J Pro. Okay.
I don't think the year before was J Prod and Tony.
Yeah, Tommy didn't.
Okay,
do
so J Prod.
2022. Yeah.
Showbo, of course. All the.
Yeah, I had met Ray before that.
Yeah,
I don't know
before
where,
that.
but I met him before that. But no, I think 2022, and then I played with you at the Gap that Saturday after.
Sunday. Yeah,
First that Saturday. So that was the first time I met.
Let me tell y'all something
that
about
makes
the Gap.
sense,
The
yeah.
Gap Church and our very good friend Anu Alexis is a very funny guy.
I love him.
He'll be here soon.
And
Don't worry.
very soon.
Don't worry.
SPB.
This guy didn't even tell me I was playing. He just said, "Hey, rehearsals at," because I did the whole audition thing.
Yeah.
And then bro was just like, "Hey,
Rehearsal
this
Saturday.
is the song list. Rehearsals at 9 a.m. on Saturday." I was like, "So does this mean I made it or some?"
Yeah.
And then boom, and then the rest is history. Now
history.
I can't get rid of it.
You know that?
Even
That's
if I
crazy.
try.
2022. That's actually very recent though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Very, very
Yeah. Yeah, you would think we've known each other our whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
That's
I've
beautiful.
known him for 2 years.
People
When
Yeah.
it sticks, it sticks.
Each time this guy comes to Houston, they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't know you had a brother." I say, "Yeah, I don't talk about it much."
I choose not to.
I choose not to
This
get
is my
on that
choice.
path.
Anyways,
Yeah.
but this guy, I was actually. Where do you remember I met you?
I'm gonna just assume it's JRML.
Okay, so
Yeah.
maybe he remembers. It was
I have really good memory, but
Yeah.
I think that's the only time I can think.
Yeah, it was JRML 2020.
2021. 2021.
No, 2020.
Oh yeah, I was
that
2020.
was
Oh yeah, the
in
pandemic one.
thick
Yeah.
of the pandemic.
Yeah. I
That,
went
that was
down
the
to-
first time I met him.
Me and Letu. Yeah, I brought Letu down for that.
That was the first time you met both of them?
Yeah, I brought him down for
Wow.
because I was the one
Yeah.
handling the production for that. Yeah.
Oh,
And
wow.
then Dara hopped on drums because, no disrespect, I hope he's not watching the podcast.
Who's playing drums?
The drummer we had at that one,
I can't remember. I know the
Julia, I'll still deal with you for that one.
I can't remember who it is.
No,
but I know
I
that
don't
that was a little bit.
Yeah, I don't remember his name, but then they wanted to play Never Be Defeated. And that was not a song that you can just be
He was like
playing.
he was more like specialized in Afro. Yeah, that's true. I remember.
That's not a song you can just climb around on. So they said, Dara, I didn't even know but he played drums. I thought he was just there doing production.
If you don't know, he's a jack of.
Ah,
I
all
consider
trades.
myself a jack of all trades. This is the goat of all
God is
trades.
his.
So yeah, he hopped on the drums. I said, I like this guy. I like him a lot. So I have no bad things. 10 out of 10. He was a little rusty, but
I was very rusty.
A little rusty, but we got the job done. And then from there, I went to the Gap. Literally a few weeks
stuck.
after that, I've been stuck.
He's been a blessing. Both of y'all been blessings, bro.
I don't even go there.
But
I'm the
What?
Houston liaison.
Yeah.
That's what I like to call it.
you know, we've been trying to get him over here, but
Anyways.
Shouldn't speak about that one.
about
We
it.
shouldn't speak about that one.
Talk about it.
Anyways,
Let's
move on to the question. We don't
Maybe
have
if we
time.
pray hard enough, it'll happen next.
we got through.
We'll be fine.
God got through.
The Gap, if there's one thing the Gap gonna do,
pray.
we gonna pray and fast. But now that we hit the basis, how has the term friendship translated from you were a jit, then you were a young adult, then you were...
He's still a young adult. No, I ain't calling him old.
No, I'm not saying that, but like, okay, now you're a pastor, now you're married. Like, the friendship changes. Like, how is that? What does that mean to you?
Man, friendship, man. How has friendship changed like through the ages for me? I mean, okay, let me try and keep it very short because I think for me in general, my friendships, like what friendship is meant to me, has very much changed because of like, I wouldn't say I had the best examples of friendship when I was younger. You know, obviously I'm a PK. Well, not obviously.
Pastor's
I am a
kid,
PK,
right?
pastor's kid, yeah.
And now he's a pastor. So
Oh
your kid's a
gosh, PKs.
Yeah, keep it going.
Yeah, I guess. So, you know, I was a pastor's kid, and so obviously there's stereotypes that come with pastor's kids. And obviously, like, you can either fulfill those stereotypes or it can be more so like, you know, expectations can be brought upon you.
Yeah.
You know? So I think in general, there was always this tension I had with many people when I was growing up. And so I kind of, like, there were some great relationships that I had, but a lot of it, I've kind of come to know that, like, some of them was more so, may have been because of, like, I'm the pastor's kid, you know? And then others were more so like trying to create a persona of entitlement for me, where it's like, oh, he gets to be like this because, or is it because you're this way? So I think in general, I've never had like a fair stance when it came to most friendships. So to the point that pretty much, and I'm still working on this, even now being an adult, right? I'm still working on this, but to the point like from all the way up to like maybe like my freshman year of college, I had no friends.
Really?
Yeah. Like I would say like
you had no friends, or you had no people you would call friends?
I think it's both ways. Yeah. Like I basically had one best friend, which is still like my best friend today. But like in general, like I had people that I could confide in it. Okay, let me say like maybe I had like 2 people who I would consider like people I could trust in a bit, but like for the community that I grew up with and the friendships and the things that happened in my childhood, I should have more fruit to show.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I had none though.
I understand that.
Yeah, I had none. So I think going into college, I kind of just realized that, man, you know, let me not like I'm starting all over again. And so now going into college, when it comes to friendships, I just looked at it as like every friendship I was really going to get in college is more so of a connection friendship. That's just the reality. And I tell everyone that goes into college that, you know, this is going to be the only space that you will literally be able to have full on like professional contacts.
Yeah.
So take advantage of it. So that's how I took advantage of it. Every friendship I had, I still talk to most people in college like I was friends with for the majority. And it's more so on a very professional basis. Yeah. Like we don't talk all the time, but like we know what's good. You know what I'm saying? If they need anything from me, that's what it is. If I need anything, you know, that's kind of what it is. So it wasn't until after college that I started to realize like, dang, I really got a lot of work to do. Yeah. You know, and I think to where I am now, I think it's still a struggle. Obviously, because I've had so many transitions in my life, you know, it's like going from college, you know, from post-grad, then to marriage. So like automatically people feel like that relation is not there because like you're married and, you know, so and there is some truth to it, but like some people automatically take that perspective like, okay, I can't really like, you know, flow with you or like you don't have my time. And that's not necessarily true. It's just like, it's just how people respond to things. Yeah. And then now becoming a pastor, it's almost like it's a whole nother level where it's like, oh, you know, I can't like
just talk to you now.
Yeah, and then also like most of my, I think what I've realized is that over time, like my requirement of what I need from friendships has completely changed and shifted because like 95% of the conversations I'm having with people is about them.
Yeah.
You know? So I think now it's not even about the people, like even people that say to me like, oh, you know, how are you doing? I'm like, guy, you know, you know, but it's also like also there's wisdom because I understand like, you know, if I tell you like, oh, you know, I'm struggling with faith. Oh my goodness, Pastor is struggling with faith.
That's so nuts.
And he's preaching about, oh my goodness.
You'd be so surprised.
And the thing about it, what I don't like about that is that people forget. It's the same thing they do with like athletes or anyone who has a platform. You forget that these people are human.
Yes.
Still.
You forget that these people deal with things. The same. Like I remember there was a moment in time where I was asked to mentor someone.
Yeah.
And I had a mentor, and I went to my mentor. I said, "You know what's really funny? I'm being asked to mentor someone who is going through something. Like, how can I mentor you about getting through XY season in your life?
When I'm dealing with the same season myself." Facts.
I said, "God, I know you're funny, but bro, this is not the time for me to like." I said, "Bro, people are human, but let me not, you know, tangent too much, but nah, it really."
It is like that though.
Turned my gears.
But that's the reality of like, so friendship to me now is, I mean, I think I prayed about it like when I like earlier, like I was like, I'm an open book, so I'm pretty transparent. So I was really sad like early on, like maybe like late last year about like just friendships, you know, because I was like, man, like I have nothing to show forth, you know? And so I think, you know, when I was praying to God, it was one of those things where it was one of, like just a thing where it's like, okay, you know, there's people who are around you. Lean into them. Lean into the ones that I have sent you, you know? So that's essentially what I did is like, you know, I leaned into specific friendships and specific people that like, I felt like they may not have been here close, but like there were some people all around, you know, who can support me, who will hop on a flight to see me, who will, you know? And so I know like, again, it's one of those things where like, for me, my biggest thing is like, how do I make sure I'm a great friend to people, you know? And I think also it's kind of understand like what does friendship look like as well, because it's very different. And so over time, I think what I've realized is that people have, you know, I know some people that when I was about to become the pastor, they were like having conversations with me like, you know, oh, how are you doing? Or how's everything been? And like I could easily discern from their heart that I was like, they're just trying to like get the like they're trying to get in before like it looks like they're trying to like get access.
That's it.
That's a nice one. That's a
Yeah,
nice one.
so it's like if I can just get him before he gets the role, then it doesn't seem like I'm reaching for him because now he has the role, you know. And
I
so
was here before the role.
right, you know, and so and it's funny because even with that, even people like that, there's still an expectation on you whether you like it or not, and that's how you can really discern them because like, okay, like if I don't give you that action back, you're gonna still judge me as that role.
Yeah.
Versus like who I am as just a person.
Facts.
So, yeah, that's kind of what friendship has evolved to. And I know that even now, like when it comes to friendships that I'm dealing with, most of my friendships have to honor me and honor who I am, not honor what I do.
Yeah.
You know, so honor who I am is honoring like my home, my sacred space, honoring my wife. You know, like you are not going to be my friend if you cannot honor my wife.
Facts.
It's just
questions about it.
yeah. You know, you think so. You think so.
Not some people.
You would think so.
Some people have
I know some people.
Like, and that goes for both sexes, like women and men. Like, it's hard to be friends with someone who cannot honor your significant other.
They can't hang out with you.
A question, a topic for another day is what does it mean to honor someone? Honoring someone, and we won't get too much into it, doesn't mean that you have to lie down flat in front of them and let them walk. No. Honoring is just giving respect and I guess credit or whatever the case, whatever you want to give to whom it's due.
And just real quick, I'll say this is like any of you, if you were to bring your significant other to me, I would honor them with so much respect. Why? Because I think about for you all to come to that place where you decided that this is the woman that you want to be with.
Facts.
And like knowing who you both are, I will give that person so much respect because I see them as an extension of like you. Like if you have made this decision that like this is my person, I know how you think. I know how you think.
So you
I
made
know
some
your
good
process.
decision.
Yeah. So like for you all to decide that this is your person, this person must be amazing.
Facts.
This person must be awesome. This person must be like a shining star, and I want to honor this person because like if you can decide that, then I believe that it's perfect.
Facts.
So
all right. So I think personally for me, like with this question, one thing that's like really changed for me over time is how active I am in friendships. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. As I've gotten older, especially with my current work schedule, I used to be I'll get back to you at least by the end of the day, every single day. And the thing is, before that, I was I'll get back to you within an hour. Before that, I was as soon as you text me, I'll text you right back.
Yeah. He doesn't text me.
Work has been killing me. I love you.
Anyway.
But no, I think for me over time, so I'll start from when I first came to the US. I didn't have a lot of friends. So I think for me, definitely the few friends I made as I like shifted into like middle school and high school, I stuck to them. Like this, even still to this day. Like one of the best men in my wedding, like whenever the day I get married, is a friend I've had since 6th grade.
wow.
He sat right in front of me in PE class. And up until now, is still my closest friend.
Wow.
I talk to him once every 3 months. Now, so that's the insane part. We went to middle school together, high school together, we went to college together. And literally talk to him once every 3 months. But the thing is, I think that's the perfect like depiction of how friendship has changed for me. I used to hold on tight. Like I had to like stick closely to the friends that I did have because I didn't want to lose them because I didn't make friends easily. And it's so funny. I always tell my mom this.
Auntie Selena.
Oh yeah. She'll be home soon. Free her.
Come on. Not free her.
When she chose to
Anyways, let's be serious. So I think for me, dang, I forgot my train of thought. Oh yeah, I was always telling my mom this, that like there's a lot of people who I'm their friend.
Talk about it.
But there's not a lot of people who I can consider friends. And I think over time I had to evolve that because I used to for sure think, oh, just because I'm somebody's friend, like that automatically means like, oh yeah, we're back. It's reciprocated. No, like you have to qualify. You have to have a wristband. You have to have a wristband to be a friend. And I think for me, so this is the question that I said I was gonna add. most fruitful friendships for me have actually been female friendships, which, as life progresses,
It's dangerous.
very dangerous. But it's because I was raised by my mom, my two sisters. Both my brothers were heavily involved in school. Barely saw them. So I was literally raised by my mom and two sisters. So I naturally was just, I don't say I gravitated to women, but I naturally was like, I got along well with women. And then,
I mean,
most women do.
yeah. And then the thing is, I think as I've gotten older, I've seen how that it can shift.
Yeah.
In terms of, I have a lot of male friends. Don't get me wrong, but I think as you get older, like the amount of like female friends that you have has to dramatically shift, especially as you get into relationships.
Yeah,
So that was gonna
for
be
sure.
my question to both of you guys, is especially you being married, how female friendships have shifted for you, like as you went from being a single guy navigating that world into dating and then now into marriage.
Well, I'm not married yet.
Can I prophesy? I'm kidding.
Where's my handkerchief? I have to
Can I
wave it.
prophesy?
I have to wave my handkerchief.
For me, because like the both of you have said, like friendships have dramatically changed.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. I used to be the friend that, like, if I didn't talk to my friends, I thought that there was a problem.
Facts. Same.
Then it goes to now being the friend that I always tell myself I'm the emotional support friend
Yeah.
because I'm the one that, like, it may not be as consistent as I may want it to be, but I'm the one that will send you 5 questions. What's your mental? What's your what's this? What's this?
Yeah, you're good at that.
My thing is, I was like, oh, as long as the people around me are good, I'm straight. Right? But the thing is,
You're pouring.
but
You're
I
not
wasn't.
receiving.
See, that was the issue,
Yeah.
and that's why like friendships to me have been like you have to really qualify who is a friend.
Yeah.
And a friend is not just a person who can loan you a 20 when you're at
Facts.
the gas station.
I get
A
that
friend
from
is
a bum.
someone who can vouch for you.
That's good.
A friend is someone who can when you're not there and people are talking about you and it may seem as if wait which Dara, which Mike, which Mike are you talking about?
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, it can't be that person.
Yeah.
That person, the person I know wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or and then someone who can just be with you, someone who can literally, for instance, Mike has skyrocketed to being one of my best friends.
Love her.
There was a day, the second week I played at the Gap Church, the set list was not making sense with me. I can't lie.
It wasn't adding up.
It wasn't
two
adding
and two.
Bro, with not knowing me for more than 2 weeks, maybe 3 if you count collective, came over and gave me a big old bear hug. It's like, hey, what's wrong with you? What you doing? I know you can play better than this. And then we went on and had an amazing service.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amazing service. Cool. And I'm just like, wow. And then we literally laugh about it. We're like, dang, 2 years later, who would have thought it?
Who would have thunk
Ah,
it?
That is intentionality, bro.
And there's the difference. And that's a great segue to answer your question. Is even in my current relationship, I was
Oh my
very.
gosh, are you dating?
I was gonna just, but
Oh my gosh, are you dating?
Hey, babe.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds sweet, like
it's the quickening.
Nice quickening.
LOL. But I was very intentional about. I had female friends who were there before, who not just were around, but ones that held me down. Even in my time of being single, in my time of people who were instrumental in my faith walk. My friend Glow is by far one of the best people I know, hands down.
Facts.
We may get into it in arguments and this and stuff like that, but I'll run through a brick wall for her because of the relationship that we have. And my thing is before me and my girlfriend like got to being serious, I was like, this is who this person is. This is who this person is. And when the time comes, you won't even have to ask, oh, when can I will bring that person to you.
That's real.
I even asked her yesterday and I was like, hey, it doesn't seem like
this
I've been secretive of like who this person is or who that person is. It's you ask me, I'll tell you that is an acquaintance versus oh no, this person's a friend.
That's beautiful.
Because I've seen it in too many other situations where you now have to do where's Waldo
Facts. How do you know that?
You just keep introducing people. And my girlfriend, I'm like the three of us here, we know a lot of people. But
Probably know
I
the whole city.
I always tell her, I may know of or know a lot of people, but a lot of people just know of me.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's crazy.
That's the
A lot of people don't know me.
Yeah, that's good.
I always ask like, when do you know I've checked out of something? If I go ask that to other people, they'll say, maybe when. It's like, no, like my shoulders drop, and I'm just very
blank stare,
very blank stare, very. And I never really thought like, dang, like how many people can tell you that about me?
Yeah.
Versus, because I'm usually the person they come and confide in. You want to know how I know how to hold water? Because people come and tell me like, please don't tell anyone this.
What? Just pour it into the
just pour it into the thing and whatnot. And I think it's a learning curve because in this day and age, like I can't lie, men have ruined what real relationships are supposed to look like. Where it's like, her, you don't have to worry about her. Okay, and then 6 months later,
you have to worry about
6 months later, you have a girl coming to you. I'm just coming to you as a woman. Woman to woman.
Just woman to woman.
And then that's all you need to hear. And I told myself that when I do get into a meaningful relationship, and preface this with, at the beginning of the year, we had prayer, me, him, and a group of our friends. Was like, what are some things that you're trusting? And one of them was to meet my rip. Or get into a meaningful relationship. Not just a relationship to like, I have someone to talk to. But something that like I can go home, I can go to the bank with this one.
I'm not gonna lie, he has tarried through some situations. So I don't speak about those.
But yeah, and I'm like, no, I'm not saying that it'll be perfect, but I know that these are the things. One thing about me, I may not play a lot, but I'm always watching film.
Facts.
I
may not be in the film.
I'm always watching film.
I'm in the film room.
From him, from this person, that person. What went wrong, what went right.
Yeah, learning.
The amount of times me and him have had conversations just driving from Dallas to Austin, Austin to Dallas, down in Houston. And it's just like, okay, I'm learning. I'm not just, we talk, we laugh, we cry, cool, but I'm downloading a lot. And I said, whenever I get into mine, there's no way I can. Mike told me one thing, and I told her this yesterday. I was like, there's very few people that I really like value their opinion to like, they say this because this person, like you said, the way you know us, I'm holding that one on. And I was like, Mike was like, I'm not gonna lie. And he's never said this about anyone I've brought to him, like, I'm talking to this person.
I've said some other things though.
He said, and I quote, I'm not gonna lie, big bro, like, do right by this one. I feel like you really like this one. And I'm like, dang. If someone who knows me like that can say that,
that's big.
I'm gonna hold on to it. So I told myself, like, from the get-go, anyone who is within that circle of people that I go to,
confide in, trust in,
you will know those people.
Facts.
Yeah, I think just to top off, I think what you both have said is really important. And I think one thing I'll say, I'll use this example of where I am now. When I was dating a lot, one thing I would usually do is that I would cut off a lot of like my woman relationships, female relationships. Like, it's a very immature thing to do, by the way. Whenever you find somebody,
some people will.
But I'll rebuke it now. It's very immature. Yeah. I think it is. You have to be very. If you choose to burn a bridge, when you are 24, 25 up, very dangerous game to play.
Yeah. Because
it gets harder to rebuild and find fruitful relationships as you get older. Yeah. And so
it's a bad habit that you just cultivate. Like, we're no longer.
Oh, I'm not. Yeah. And so what I realized, like, something I did when I was younger is that, with like when I had a serious relationship or something like that, maybe there was somebody I was talking to, some girls I would just like stop talking to all of them, stop texting them, and and then when the relationship didn't work out, I have to like rebuild that. And so one thing I did is like even when I was about to get married, I found myself wanting to do the same thing, and I stopped. And what I realized is that like it's my job. The maturity of me is being able to communicate to each of the women who are in my life who this woman is. Thanks. Right? I cannot place a responsibility on them.
No.
Because
it's not fair.
Because it's not fair. Yeah, it's not. Because here's the thing. They were like, and it's a respect of both sides. When the significant other person wasn't there, they were there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I have to respect that. And my thing is that now, of course, it's not to say that like, and I think you have to, as a man, you have to be very responsible and take responsibility, because I think that there's some guys that do that because they know that maybe they led some woman on, and they did not communicate their current status of relationship and didn't really like do the due diligence. But I think it's very important that, you know, you let them know who this woman is. You introduce your woman to these people, and then I think from that point you watch.
Facts.
And what do you watch? What do you watch is that you now, once you've given that initial, you know, interaction, you watch how they honor your significant other. And honor does not mean that they have to call or this and this and this. Honor is just as simple as like when they're talking to you,
how's she doing? Facts.
Simple. You know what I'm saying? Very simple. My thing is that, because here's the thing, I'm telling you this, like, when marriage comes into play, like, it's a meshing of sides. And so some of your closest girlfriends, some of your closest girlfriends may be of a greater support to your wife than even her friends. Yeah. Because they know that, bro, at least she'll get me. Yeah. And like he's cool with her too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Right? So I think it's important that, like, you know, yes, it's important that, like, I think that as a man though, like, of course, when it comes to stewarding female friendships and being married, yes, you must take note of who dishonors your wife, who does not honor her, right? And I think that's something I've taken very much, like, I've been watching, and like those people that have done well, I'm pretty cool with them, you know what I'm saying? The ones that haven't done well, it's not like I've cut them off, no. It's not like I haven't cut them off. It's just that I've been a bit more like careful and with our interactions, and like, it's business is business. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like strategic conversations versus like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right? And then if the relationship is that close, honestly, I don't even want to say the relationship is that close, I should put a pressure. No, I don't even think that's not even realistic. I just think it's just for us as men to be able to just like see how things go. Yeah. And let it be what it is.
I mean, for me, I was always of the opinion that, like, okay, when I do enter into like a serious relationship, like I said, I want not only for me to introduce my female best friends or female close friends to my significant other, but I'm not gonna lie to you, especially if it's someone who's that close to me, I would want y'all to have some type of relationship outside of me.
Yes.
Yeah. Just to the point where it's like,
y'all can hang out.
Yeah, like, it doesn't have to be me.
But can I say this? I think like, even with the desire, I think that's why the responsibility is ever greater on us to communicate that. Because my thing is that, like, I think sometimes what we tend to do is that we'll like, or what I used to do is that, like, you know, I don't believe that this person that has been my longtime friend can be close friends with like my significant other. Yeah. Versus it should be a thing where it's like, I should be able to, I mean, if I'm introducing this person to them, my thing is this: if the person knows me, right, they should know how big of a deal this probably is, right? Yeah. But I also must do the job of communicating to that friend, hey, you know, I want you to meet my girlfriend. Yeah. Like, I know that you're already warm. Yeah. Bring her in. Facts. Like, if you want to, I wouldn't mind if y'all like go out for coffee. You know, like I really want to like to feel home for the people on my side. Yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing some work on making sure I'm adjusted to people on her side, but I want her to feel at home on my side as well. And so you put that communication with that friend so that, like, and then that's why you now are able to just see how it goes. Because like, if you feel like there's some random tension now, then you're like, well, I've already communicated to you that, like, what the expectation is. So why is there
random tension?
Yeah, why is there random tension? And if it's a situation where it has to do with your own significant other, of course you can, like, you know, iron those details out. Like, is everything okay? Oh, I don't like the way she did. All right, cool. Trust me, she's not like that. You know, you like. Here's the thing: you have to protect both sides. Obviously, your significant other, you protect your significant other. That's a priority, right? But also, like, you're meshing worlds, right? Oh no, she's not like that. Trust me, like, blah blah. You know. Like, maybe there's just a misunderstanding. Like, just give it a go. Yeah. If it doesn't work out at the same time, don't force it, bro.
Facts.
You don't force it.
I give people 3 tries.
Yeah, that's it. Don't force things, you know, and let it. After that, it is what it is. But don't burn any bridges. Because one thing I'll say, this could be a whole nother episode on its own, but like,
We'll be back.
you know, by God's grace, you know, but like the reality is like, I think what we're not careful, I'm going to bring it back to, cause I'm a pastor, is like, I've realized that some of the best relationships are being cultivated in the secular versus the church. And,
They don't want to hear that though.
yeah. And the reason why is because people in the church aren't, have extreme expectations, right? But also aren't willing to pay the price of proper friendship.
Yeah.
And like stewarding well, you know, like I'm sure, like, I mean, I know like some of your friends, not everyone goes to church, but like y'all are locked in, you know what I'm saying? And like I'm friends with some of his friends too, like, and not all of them are Christians or believe in that, but like they're honest people, like they're good people, like they're gonna drive from one city to another city, you know what I'm saying?
And that definition of what a good person or
right,
a good
it's just
friend
doing
is,
right.
It's construed.
Don't worry,
It's
God
true.
is working on their hearts.
No, and his thing, and I love that because like obviously they get to know who you really are. But I believe that we're in a very in like I've kind of like how you say you watch, like you take notes. I've seen the generations that have gone before us, and I've noticed that some of their best friends are not their age mates.
Yeah.
Their best friends are the generation before them. Yeah. And the way I look at it is this: the reason why it's that way. The reason why it's that way is because they didn't take the time to cultivate relationships within their friendships. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so now all the only people that they really talk to are people who have paid the price ahead of them. Yeah. And so for us, if we're not careful, if we want to be like, oh, I'm not cool with him, I'm not cool with her, oh, like, nah, like me by myself, you know, I only need 3 people. True, I understand you, but like at some point, bro, like when you're like 35, 40 in the thick of life and you're like, who can I put for my kid's emergency contact?
The ice matters, man.
Who's gonna be my godparent?
Bro, you're gonna be like, bro, I don't know who to put on this emergency contact.
Because you burned all the bridges that you wanted.
Yeah, you can't trust anybody.
You know, that's a great segue into this next question. I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna skip question 4. Yeah, question 5, because this is just how the conversation is trending.
Last one before we go into
I'll mix 5 and 6 then. How do you? First of all, so first question 5. How do you know when to close the door on a friendship? And then question 6, what do you think makes friendships last?
That's beautiful.
If I could answer number 6 real quick.
Go ahead, feel free.
One word, intentionality. Mm-hmm. How intentional, look up the definition of what being a friend is. Mm. Mirror that against your life. Take your closest friendship. Mm. Are you checking the boxes that are required to be a friend? People oftentimes, and I may be hated for this, acquaintance and friend are 2 different things. You may have acquaintances that you frequent because you work in the same space. You go to the same church.
You grew up together.
You grew up together. Yeah. And it's not about how often I see you. No. I didn't see this guy because of how connected we are by the Gap, Haven, like all the organizations surrounding us. Yeah. That's why I see him ever so often in a year. Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, brother, I'd see you once every 2 years.
You know what I'm saying? Like maybe if I am like, okay, I'm bored of Houston, let me go to Dallas real quick. Yeah. I'll stop by Mike's. But like, even people are like, oh, that's your best friend. I'm like, yeah. When's the last time I talked to him? Like maybe a week and a half ago. They're like, how is that your best friend? I said, because regardless of it, there'll be times where we won't talk for 2 weeks. And I'm talking about like, either on the phone or maybe a text message sparingly. Yeah. But then like one Saturday, we have a Bible study that we do every Saturday morning. One Saturday, we'll talk for like 2 hours.
Wow.
And I'm talking about we cover a span
of time.
And it's not about how much time I spend with this person. It's the quality of the time I spend with this person. If I could spend 30 minutes with you or whoever, but in that 30 minutes, we were intentional about really, then that question of the most potent, how are you? Yeah. Don't give me your fake answer. Don't give me your corporate answer. Yeah. Give me the answer that may make me cry. Because it's like, if I really say I'm your friend, I should know these things. Yeah. I should be able to, without you telling me, hey, pray for me, I'm already knowing facts. And that's just from a quote unquote religious standpoint. Of like, I should be praying for this person.
I'm thinking about you.
It's very it's so crazy because I'm like, people think, oh, I have to be with this person all the day.
No.
You don't. You don't. It's the quality of what you're doing when you're with this person.
I just saw my guys this weekend. Ever since I left Austin, I haven't seen them. But but that was such a needed weekend.
I'm telling people, like,
it was such a needed weekend.
It doesn't matter how often do I call or text you.
Yeah, not much.
He used to be one of the people that I would send a message to because why? I care about.
Yeah.
He's someone that I look to as like, okay, a big bro, but also someone who's like a spiritual mentor of someone like I can just like, I know you're my friend and all, but what does this mean in context of the spiritual aspect and whatnot?
Yeah.
But it was, and respectfully, he wouldn't respond like first or second day. That's fine.
He's gotten better though.
No, he
has got what
significantly.
I think it was the other day. I texted him multiple times in a row. He responded every time. I said, "My goodness."
But the thing about it is, when he would answer, it would be a actual like answer,
not just
oh, I'm good. This he's like
he sends paragraphs or voice. He loves a good voice note. Loves a good voice note.
Dara will literally be like, this.
Oh, I'll send it, bro.
And then he'll be like, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I was typing it, but it got too long, so I was gonna send you a voice note, and and then even the answers he's already sent, he will re-say them in order. But my thing is like, okay, cool, you're doing good. Oh, your mental's at a 6. I ain't gonna lie. Next time I ask,
bring it up.
Bring it up. But like, okay, as long as you're doing good, I'll see you when I see you. That's right. And it's the intentionality behind it. A lot of people aren't. I'm sorry to say, a lot of you are not intentional about your friendships. How do you take care of those who are around you versus the ones that, oh, I work with this person. Okay, you work with that person. That's not you. You wouldn't consider that person a friend.
Facts.
But your friends take the backseat because, oh, she lives in Cali, like, okay, FaceTime.
Yeah.
There's no excuse. Email, call, text, like you have the options, but I'll get to it when I get to it. No worries.
And the crazy thing is, the answer to number 5 for me is like literally the direct opposite of that. Like whenever you see that somebody is, I don't know what the opposite of intentional is. I don't know. English is.
I mean, it's still a level of intentionality.
It's a level of intentionality, but in a very negative. You see somebody just doing things to purposely bring down your mood, to purposely hurt you, to purposely tear into your faith, and then it just comes to a point that it's more of a detriment to be a friend to that person than it is to, like, if we never spoke, my life would be better versus I speak to you and then I'm just.
Wait, what was the? Can you say number 5 again?
Number 5 was when do you know how to close the door? When do you know when to close the door on a friendship?
Yeah.
If it's not yielding fruit, I don't know.
So the thing about me personally is that I never actually closed doors on friendships. Me personally.
Just let the garage come down.
Stay 3/4.
But you know what I'll say is this. I think the biggest thing is that I think what we must do as, like, I will say, it's not necessarily closing the door, but how do you know when to perfect, this is the word. How do you know when to restrict access? I think that's the biggest thing. So what I've kind of like workshopped my friendships in the past 2-3 years, and what I've done is like I've done like just slight deposits of like, okay, let's open the door a little bit. Like here's a little bit of access. How do you handle that access? You know, and it's not like, and of course that is still like, it's still subjective to everybody, you know, how they see it. But like, I think one thing I've seen is that, okay, you know, what people, if you all want me to be honest, like what people value the most in any friendship is access.
Yeah.
Why does someone say we're not as close anymore because they don't have access?
You don't respond with
the information. We're not as close because they don't know what's happening. Yeah, the access is gone. And so what a lot of times I realize is that like, I would rather just take away access. And what I now end up doing personally, and this is just like, because for me, I'm like, I want to always do right by God, right? What I will always do, not even just by God, but like just do right by like human beings, right? You know, just being good to each other, right? What I usually will do is I take away access and I become the bigger person. Now, when we hear becoming the bigger person, we usually think of that in conflict resolution. You know, be the bigger person. But what I now do is that I take a role that how to say, I take a role that, let's say like, it'll be a thing where it's like, I'm having a bad day. I'm having a bad day, Michael. I've been going through this, right? I take away that access. And you know what I now do? You know what I do? How are you doing, Michael?
Yeah.
I now become the person that you are giving me access to now. Mm-hmm. I don't want, whatever you give me, cool. But just know you're not getting nothing from me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna still do my right of being like, oh, how are you doing, good, man? Like, how's everything been? Like, how's your day going? How's blah blah blah? Cool. Because I'm just trying to do right by, like, cool.
Yeah,
like
facts.
I didn't just duck off on you. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But just know that the access you once had, you're not gonna get anymore. Yeah. And that's just what it is. And for me, I look at it like at some point, I think what I'll say is that whenever you see someone is not like the relationship is not bearing fruit, I told someone recently, I said like, for me, what I've done is that I don't make it impossible to become my friend anymore. Well, all I do is I just raise the standard. So when I was here and you were here and you were trying to pull me down, like, and I realized it wasn't working. Yeah. I didn't say. All I just did was like, all right, cool. Well, I need this type of friend. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that you can't be friends. It just means that you have to come all the way up here now to become my friend. And even when you do, I still may come up more. Like, the requirements may be more.
You have to grow together. You can't be stagnated.
Look at that definition of what being a friend is.
And go ahead.
What you said, a lot of people would be like, oh, that's a very selfish answer. Well, you don't need
a million friends.
Yeah.
You don't. I used to think I did. I'm not gonna lie.
And the thing about it is, the more and more, typically, what kind of just clicked in my head is, the more and more you have, that means that the standard of which you did was, more people came in.
Yeah.
More people came in.
No.
A whole bunch of more people came in.
Because it's like a glass of water. If you give everybody a drop, you're eventually gonna run thin.
Yeah, for sure.
On what you have. But then you can give people maybe an ounce here, an ounce here. It's not just a drop of giving everybody. You have, once you limit your access, you can pour into more people on a deeper level. Is the way I like to look at it.
And I think just for that last question, I would definitely say yes, intentionality, and I think the other one is just managing expectations. That's the biggest one. Managing expectations, I think, is the biggest thing. I catch myself in that all the time. Whenever the Lord be doing work on me, man. But there's times when I'm like, bro, like, I feel like maybe I'm hurt by somebody, or I feel like, man, like, this person's not being my friend. And I realize, like, you didn't manage your expectations. Yeah. Yep. And then I've come to know that, like, how do you have long-lasting friends? The friendships that I've had the longest-lasting time is like what you guys just use examples. Yeah. You haven't seen your brother in like how many weeks, and y'all meet up, and it's like, because y'all manage expectations. Facts. Where it's like, bro, I may not see you, but like I know that when we're going to link up,
we're still family.
We're still family. And I think that's the biggest thing is that if we have this expectation where it's like, oh, Michael has to, like, why hasn't he called me? Yeah.
Then you lend yourself to be disappointed.
Thank you.
If they don't meet those.
Versus like, is managing expectations where it's like it's a balancing. Of course, it's a balance. Where it's like you create excuses where it's like you've been busy. Yeah. You've been busy. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I'm not expecting that you're in town. I'm not expecting that we're gonna hang out this week. Yeah. I'm not expecting that. Yeah. Like, because you're a busy guy. Like, you've been busy. I'm not expecting that. Like, I can just pull up on you. Yeah. But my thing is that when we do talk. Yeah. And here's the thing. It's when you manage expectations, you know what seasons to compensate. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because you're in a busy season. I'm gonna text you more. Yeah. How you doing? Right? Like, you've been quiet. How's everything been going? Yeah. Like, how's this part? Like the things that you spoke about. How's this going? So it's about understanding. Like, okay, when we manage expectations, it's us knowing that okay, cool. There's some things that they're going through. There's some things that they're doing. Let's just figure it out. And then whenever we see, we see.
I think you have to know who like your high maintenance friends are, who your low maintenance friends are. Which friends can you, if you know that they have a certain career that is doing this, you just know that okay, hey, I text you, I put this one in the air. Yeah. Whenever you do see it, and the relationship.
And the resolution is this: if they wanted to, they would.
Simple as that.
And when you say if they wanted to, it's not like a guilt shaming thing. It's just letting you know that when you want to reply, you will reply. Yeah. That's it. Like that's all it is. When you want to call back, you will call back.
Yeah.
There's people that now I just call them once. If they miss it, whenever they want to call back, they'll call back.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be upset about it.
Me, I do it twice because some people be on D&D. I be on D&D. But yeah.
I think friendships, for those, just to close out, friendships are what you make them.
Yeah.
For your friends, be intentional about making sure that they're good. Be intentional about the conversations you have with your friends, because you never know what that person, because all you used to do is ha-ha and kiki with them. You don't know this is not a moment to ha-ha and kiki.
Bro.
You need to be able to. And one thing, friends, don't run away from hard conversations because that person.
I was just about to say that.
Like, don't
ask
don't
the hard
run.
questions.
Ask them, hey, why haven't I seen you at church in 3
Bro,
weeks?
ask the hard questions.
What is your relationship with Christ like? And don't give me no fake answer. Give me the real deal one.
Yeah.
Bro, like I was
People think that it'll rub them the wrong.
No,
let's rub them the wrong way.
And I think that's really what it comes down to, is that as we get older, like, here's the thing, friendship starts even in the home. Like, my friendship with my parents has changed.
Yeah.
Ah, see.
Because now I see them as human to human. So when my dad tells me something, I'm like, how'd you feel about that?
Yeah.
And so my thing is that as we are friends with people, it's like when someone tells me like, oh, I'm having a hard week, I'm not gonna be like, oh man, everything's gonna be okay. I'm like, bro, like what's made it hard?
Yeah.
Like, ask the hard questions, because for me, I think like when we don't ask the hard questions, we are literally becoming a surface level person.
Yeah.
And we're literally robbing the person the ability to communicate, to express themselves. Yeah. And my thing is that like I think these are the type of things that, God forbid, when things happen, we think about those moments like, oh my gosh, they told me this and I didn't say anything. Yeah. Or like, and it's like you have to like attack the hard questions. Yeah. Like I ask my friends, like, how's your spiritual life? That's a hard question, by the way.
It is.
Significant.
Bro, I ask people like, how's your spiritual life? And they'd be like, oh my god. Like, oh my gosh. Yeah. And it's like, because people don't be asking about that,
yeah.
you know?
People just assume. You know, the first person who asked me that question was actually Annabelle. Like, yeah, she asked me that question. I think that was the first person in history who actually asked me that question. Yeah, and that literally was taken aback in the same way, because I was like,
what?
Somebody's like, because
like,
I'm not gonna lie,
the secret place.
No, because
you caring.
Nah, because I'm not gonna lie, because it's the secret place and it's coins like the secret. I feel like a lot of people like they clutch their spiritual life so tight.
Yeah. But it also exposes the depths of like what they're going through in life too.
Yeah.
Because when you ask somebody, how's your spiritual life going, they're gonna be like, I'm not gonna lie, I've been inconsistent. Yeah. And that opens up another door to like, life has been this, and you know that work has been this. I've been trying to navigate this, and that's when you start to really see the inner depths of like the wrestle people are going through in their life. And so, I think, bro, ask the hard questions, have the hard conversations. Like, not every hard conversation has to be about drama.
Yeah, it does. And guys, when we're talking on this platform, it's not necessarily talking to people. I'm talking to myself.
Facts.
Sometimes it's for me.
I'm talking to me where it's like,
hey, pass that message is for me.
The friends that you call your friends, you need to go have certain hard conversations with them, because truth be speaking, people are like, oh well, it's not a life or death thing. Well, it's life and death.
It's life or
death.
death
Doesn't mean you're physical.
Yeah,
life and death
it's life or death.
Mm-hmm.
And it all starts in the heart.
And the closer you get with somebody, the harder it gets.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's easy.
Because you want to protect them, but at the same time, it's like, I care for you, but I want to protect you, and I want to protect our friendship. Protecting your friendship means going through those those rough patches. I'm
telling you, like, when you have a significant other, when you have a best friend, you'll find out it's actually harder to ask them about those details.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reality, that like we have to literally go into those spaces and really like actually like, okay, if we're for lifers, like
as we claim to be,
if we're locked in, like, let's really do this, you know. And I think the reason why that's important is because that translates, because I look at it where it's like, at any point, I know that somebody, if I can call somebody, like if I'm feeling some type of way, I can just call this person, and like they'll ask me the hard questions, you know. They'll ask me like, okay, like, what are you doing right now? Like, are you away from this person? Are you away from, like, are you sitting down? Like, are you calm? You know. Yeah. So it's just about having those hard conversations, and then of course just paying the price of sacrificing. Yeah. So.
There's some friends I purposely avoid calling because I know they're gonna just dig in. But that's a story for another day.
In the interest of time, we had a game plan.
Yes.
We're not gonna do advice.
I can't lie, we just gave a lot of advice.
I'm not gonna. We gave a lot of advice across this whole thing.
The game that we had slated was 2 truths and a lie, but that may
We
take,
shall not lie.
that may take a little bit of time.
We should play One Gotta Go.
Even that.
Not
That's
one gotta
true.
go.
Even that. I was gonna do the dream concert, build a dream.
We've already done that.
Fair enough. All right,
we can do the One Gotta Go.
One gotta go.
Okay.
We're gonna give you 3 things.
I'm scared.
And you, simple as day.
How many rounds?
Pause. You. I thought it. I didn't want to say it. All right. We'll start. Keep in mind, for all of you who are about to hear the categories, I didn't type these.
I'm scared.
This black man did.
I'm scared.
So we'll start you off easy.
Oh God.
A haircut.
Okay.
Nice shoes.
Okay.
And smelling good.
One gotta go.
One has to.
Nice shoes.
Really?
For you.
Yeah, I'm so serious.
Wow.
Oh well, if y'all don't know, he's
You
a
of all
sneakerhead.
people.
Just give me some what like just give me some beat up Air Forces.
Cap.
For a fragrance and a haircut?
Yeah.
Oh bro. I'll take away the shoes.
But don't the shoes complete the fit?
It does.
One gotta go? Haircut?
No, respectfully,
I
he's
feel
not wrong.
The one that absolutely has to stay is
Smelling good.
Yeah.
Because you can't smell right.
I mean like we have hats, so I mean
You know, like
that's what
you
I
know,
was gonna
I
okay.
could just say, let me just go bald.
so let me just say the haircut. Because I can just grow my hair out.
I can go. You know, you can look good with.
Wait, is this
blonde
bald?
No,
hair.
not
No,
bald.
it doesn't have to be bald.
I'm about to be like Common, you know.
You could be like
Wycliffe Jean,
Yeah.
you know.
Now,
which one are you picking?
I would pick the haircut.
You pick a haircut?
I can't lie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pick haircut.
Yeah,
I
haircut.
can't.
Pair of shoes.
I can't
and
do shoes.
smelling
I
good
can't
has
do
to
shoes.
just-
It's a combo.
I feel like
It's
it
done.
coincides.
Hand to hand.
Now, this second one, I don't know how you're gonna answer this because I feel like when I was trying to answer this, I was like none. But one has to go because they literally all work together. You're actually diabolical for typing.
Well,
this.
I digress.
Worship, praise, and prayer.
Worship, praise, and prayer. Worship, praise, and prayer. One has to go. Oh, that's easy. Praise.
Oh,
No, the thing is, that was also my answer, mainly because worship and prayer literally they do this collabo.
not cool.
Like we're talking about music, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm definitely guys.
So I guess
I'm not
it'd be
cultured. Guys.
fast song, slow song, and then prayer.
You know,
I'm not
that's a
cultured.
story for
Because
another
praise is doesn't mean fast,
Yeah.
and worship doesn't mean slow.
Yeah, all I write is worship songs. So I'm pretty biased.
So there you go. Easier than I thought. What was yours?
Michael, I wasn't gonna answer this one. That was for you. It was for you people. It was for you.
All right, now the last one might be the hardest. Your career, your family, and your finances.
Your career. One's gotta
So
go.
it's really a choice between two because no one's
It's
about
your
to
Job.
say
Pick your Job story.
your career or your finance. Because I don't feel like
Wait,
anyone's letting
is
go.
career like being a lead pastor?
Yeah, like you're like basically you wake up tomorrow, you no longer have that career ahead of you.
So, oh, yeah, I'll take it.
You keep your finances.
And what if it was
Yeah.
stride?
Bro, same thing.
Wow.
I'm so glad he got tickets 3 years ago.
Wow.
Hey,
Bro, being a lead pastor is not easy, Shaq.
it's not. Wow. I've had the privilege of working with a lot
You
of
see
the
the-
best.
Oh, I'm keeping.
He's keeping his career, his family,
family
and his
and my finances. Yeah.
He's gonna do away with his
I'm
career.
not gonna lie. I picked the same thing, but I wasn't expecting you to pick the same thing.
No, being a lead pastor is not easy. It's very insecure.
It's tough.
So I wouldn't do it. I
wouldn't
like
do it.
I would do like I love doing it, but like if I always make this joke with my wife all the time, like I'm ready for it's an assignment. I'm ready for the day that she's practicing and I'm the stay-at-home dad.
Mm-hmm.
Lord of stay at home, please locate me now.
It's okay. I'm receiving it. I'm receiving
Yeah,
it.
bro.
I'm receiving it.
No, I would pick the same thing. I think family's a non-negotiable, and then as long as I got enough to travel at least 3 times a year.
I'm a homebody anyway, so
That's why I said to me it was between finances and career because yeah, you can take my career, not gonna I'm gonna get bread.
I'm
I'm gonna get to the money somehow.
I'm from around the way.
Somehow.
I'm leaving here with
Somehow.
somehow my lights gonna stay on.
Yeah.
Somehow.
My stomach gonna fit.
Gas is gonna
Gas
be
gonna be
full.
well for him. Yes.
Electricity,
Yeah,
the
electricity
battery,
gonna be in
the
the car.
battery.
Y'all can take my career because these guys got me. They gonna be paying.
I'm
me.
so far not going
Anyways.
as
You
a
know,
friend.
you know what, bro? I can be drumming, bro. I'll be a gangster, bro. I'll be
Exactly.
drumming
That's
for
why I
a
said
while.
I'm gonna get to the money.
Production go pay.
I promise you, I'm gonna get to the money.
I'm a ghostwriter for somebody.
They say IT, take IT out. Oh, take it.
Take it.
Please.
Promise
In fact,
you.
I'll rap it for you.
Pick
I'll
one. Pick
give
one.
it to
Pick one.
you.
Pick one.
Easy.
But yeah, I think that was a really good. I'm not gonna lie, we have a lot that we didn't cover.
Don't worry, he'll shall be. Philip Anthony Mitchell did 2 episodes. He'll shall be back.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring Big Bro back.
I don't mind, bro.
But in typical guest fashion, any closing remarks from any of you?
Let him get the last word.
Yeah.
I have a closing remark. We didn't do this section today.
Which section?
The music.
Devonta Adams.
Oh, as sports season rolls back in,
Which camera is on me? Devonta Adams. I had Garrett Wilson on my fantasy team.
So did I.
Are you serious?
I have him on my
had
fantasy.
Garrett Wilson.
He did well
It's
yesterday.
been up and down with him, but now it's just going to be down.
Yeah. Alan Lazard, I'm not gonna lie.
Devonta Adams.
He's gonna get hit.
Lamar Jackson was there.
He's gonna get something.
Lamar Jackson was there. That's all I was. That's
Patrick
all I was saying.
Mahomes was there.
Patrick Mahomes was there. Lamar Jackson was there.
I still
I
got hurt.
digress.
We digress.
I digress. What's your last remark?
No, but I went 3-0 in my fantasy, so I'm straight.
Anyways, we don't care.
But I would say a section that we almost forgot to do was Song of the Pod. We do just any song that's been on your heart.
That's true.
Oh
yeah, we should do that with him.
Oh yeah,
we'll get that in.
Mine would be this song by An Endless Ocean, Gratitude. I'm talking about
Chef's kiss.
10 out of 10.
Yeah.
10 out of 10.
Yeah,
the guy wrote that
that's
song.
a good one.
I also have heard a lot of unreleased music as of late, and I cannot say
sorry,
by who.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But-
It's on the way.
Let's just say energy.
Sorry, yo.
When the song drop, y'all gonna know.
But yeah, real quick, I'll do mine, and then he'll get the last 2 words in. Love Sick, off of the House Fires and Friends album, and then the reprise with the Over and Over Again. It's been doing me all week, and then I'll double down with Faithful, by Davy Flowers. Those 2 songs, talking about. I'm so sorry, Father. The whole week.
Got you looking ugly.
Yeah, no,
Oh
I'm talking
my
about ugly
gosh.
crying. But yeah,
So
those 2.
What's one song that's got
You can do 2 or 3.
I mean, I don't really listen to music like that, but I'm so serious. You guys should know this. I mean, I think this is Glory. That's a Red Worship. That's really good. The extended version with Naomi Rain. And Trinity Anderson, Liz Morgan. Other than that, I mean,
That's Red Worship, and that's the one in San Fran.
yeah, no, yeah.
Sansa.
One of the,
One of my partners sings for them. Shout out Sheriff.
You know, I just followed him recently.
Real cool.
Yeah, he's really cool. But that's really, I don't really listen to, music as much as, like, people think, funny enough. I mean, like, I just stumbled upon Wildfire music. Yahweh, they have, like, a song called Yahweh Refuge with Priscilla Alamazi. Zay.
You tried.
Really good. That's Tyrone Taylor's people. So, or, sorry, did I say Tyrone Taylor? Tyrone Jr. Tyrone Jr. Sorry. I was thinking about Tyrone Taylor.
He's thinking about
Yeah. I was thinking about Tyrone Taylor. Tyrone Jr. in UK. Other than that, yeah, those are the 2 songs that like have kind of been on repeat. I've actually stopped listening to music more and more now. Yeah,
What do
in
you
general.
listen to these days?
Even unreleased music, I don't really listen to as much as
You listen to podcasts?
nothing.
Wow. Just air.
Just vibe.
Like I think it just helps me write better.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Well,
No, last word.
oh yeah, no.
What do you guys think I should give a word on?
No, nothing. We can't inspire you.
Yeah, you the pastor.
Last word. You know, there's about 3 people.
That's crazy.
No, I mean, last word. I think the biggest thing I'll just say is, with what we're talking about, friendships. I think the biggest thing is that what's do right by everybody. to our standards.
Facts.
Do the right thing. I think also do right before God. And then I think the biggest thing is like, you may not be liked by everybody, but I think the biggest thing is as long as you've done right, I think that is the most liberating thing to be able to walk with. Facts. Is knowing that like not everybody will like me, but at least I did right. The right thing. Thank you. I did what I could. Yeah. And if you take it, you take it. If you don't take it, don't take it. And so that's how I look at everything is like, let's just aspire to just do right and love God and love our neighbors as we love ourselves.
Facts.
That's really it.
Make sure to follow us on all of our social media platforms.
Like and subscribe
Whether
too,
it's
please.
TikTok, it's Instagram, it's YouTube.
Follow them.
Please, I don't get paid if you don't. So.
Please, please follow them.
Streaming is be listening to it. Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Spotify
podcast will be there.
all the good stuff.
Audio Mac will be on Audio Mac.
No, and thank y'all for having me on this. Honestly,
I'm
really.
I can't lie. Like disclaimer: when we first started, we were like, okay, we know that we'll film some episodes just us, but like, what's the guesses? I can't lie. It was like second name that we wrote down. I was like,
man, I'm very honored and
humbled. Has to be, bro. We'll be back.
No,
whether it's here in Dallas or elsewhere.
I'll go wherever.
When is in his mansion? Next year.
We're in this house now.
Is there podcast in heaven? Because you said mansion, so I'm thinking about my heavenly.
Sorry. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. And before we get out, if you don't mind, praying us out. Get out of here.
Well, Heavenly Father, we want to say thank you for this opportunity just to be able to talk, socialize, go through topics, talk about friendship, Heavenly Father. We say thank you for just the content that was discussed, Lord. We say thank you for the laughs, the joy, God. And we just pray, Lord, even for anyone that's watching, Lord, that maybe within all the laughs and the things that have been said, God, maybe friendships are hard and there is a struggle, God. We just pray, Heavenly Father, Lord, as your scripture says in Matthew 6:33, that seek first the kingdom and its righteousness, and everything will be added unto them. And so, Lord, we just pray, Lord, as they seek you and the righteousness, God, let the friendships be added unto them, God. We pray for divine friendships, Lord, people that will go to war for them, people that will be in their corner, be a call away, God. And we just pray, Lord, for those that need healing, even in friendships as well, God. Heal their hearts, Lord. Mend those deep places from a young age or even now. And for the most part, God, let us be evidence and be people that can say, Lord, we have beautiful friendships, God. We say thank you for this opportunity. Bless anyone that's watching this or listening to this, God. We give you the glory and honor and adoration. Amen.
Amen. I love you, Mom.
Adios, people.
Woo!
That's a wrap.